Welcome to this video. In our previous videos, we have seen how we can load the data from an external data sources, correct? Whether it's a single file or from folder. But right here, we would see how we can load the data which is already present in an Excel file. And we want to load the same data in the same workbook as the Excel data model. And apart from this, we would try to look into the transform feature. Few features which are really very useful and which we use day in and day out. We will try to look into those features. Right now, let's first load this data into a data model, and in this video we would see how we can remove unwanted rows and unwanted columns. Okay, so you could see this data is already in an Excel table format, so it's required that you change the data what you have into Excel table format before loading it into Excel data model. So once it's loaded or once it is in Excel data format, just click on this and then we can load it. Before we load it, let's see the data. So this data again contains sales data or total number of sales for a particular region for for some period of 2015 and 2014. Oh, now you could see that there are few things which are unwanted here. So if I go down, okay, so this is giving a status that the data was downloaded as of April 2017 and data is till March 2017. Okay, so this is something which we don't require. And if we check the data, this row ID also doesn't give any sense right now, so we can remove that. And this reference is something which we don't want because again, it's not required. Okay, so this two things let's keep in mind and we'll load this and try to remove. Okay, so we'll click on this Power Query, and here it was like external data and Excel data, the file or the data which is present in that Excel file. So we'll click on from table or range. It will evaluate for a while and it will load the data. Before that, we have to edit. Okay, so it's loaded. Now we can transform it. So how to do that? We don't require this row, sorry, this column. So we'll select that, remove this column. Again, I don't require this. I'll remove this column. If you come here, you could see that all the steps what we are doing, it's recording. If I delete this step, so you can see that there's two things which we deleted, right? So all the things what we are doing in this editor, it will get recorded for a future reference. So once you refresh all the raw data, what will be loaded into this, it will do this massaging using the steps and it will give you the actual output. So rather doing the steps every time, it's recording and keeping it safe so that it can do that massaging every time when new data comes. Okay, so again we will do this. We don't require this two columns. Remove this column. Okay, and then we don't require two rows which are right below after the data. So remove rows, top bottom rows. So remove all bottom rows. If I click, it will ask that how many rows you want to delete. So I will delete two because there were two unwanted rows. So what it is saying is saying that specify how many rows to remove from the bottom. So two number of rows, we want to delete it from bottom. So I will just click on OK. And now if I close and load to Excel connection, load. Okay, so now if I load it, we could see that those columns are not included, right? And the last two rows are also not included. Thank you for watching this. In our next video, we would see some other transformation tools or features which are highly used in our day in and day out Excel